What's good, fam? I'm back with my all tea, all shade Real Housewives of Dubai season 2, episode 5 review. So we start with this episode with Stanbury. She is finally moving into her home, but renovations are still happening. So she and Sergio are sleeping on the floor in their theater room, and they're literally laying on a mattress. You have construction workers and everything walking around them in the morning time. Like, it is chaotic. It is wild. Okay. Uh I don't know how she did it. I would have just stayed in a hotel or something, got an Airbnb. I don't know, because it was just so hectic with all of that commotion going on. And on top of that, Sergio's family is coming into town. Like, I would have said they're gonna have to reschedule, because now is not the time. We got too much going on with this house. We not settled. Then you trying to bring people over here and we sleeping on the floor. Like, make it make sense. Like, it didn't make sense to me at all. They would have had to wait to come until after the house was completely 100% done. But Chanel is the first housewife to see the house. They take her on a tour. Mind you, she's in couture while viewing this house with one of Ike Turner's old wigs. Like, the shtick with the dresses and stuff was funny season 1. Now it's getting old. It's getting old, and it's kind of getting tiresome at this point. It's like, okay, we get it. Calm down. You have these designers giving you dresses to wear on the show to, help promote their businesses. It gives you fabulous clothes to wear, but it's just like, really? Okay. So they sit down and have lunch with each other, and the baby situation comes up because when they were touring the house, they pointed out the baby's room, which is on the main floor, and their room is on the second floor. So Ayan was like, how y'all gonna have a baby on the other floor? And Stanbury was like, how I deal with all my other kids. They're British. British people have a different way of going about things. You know what I'm saying? Some ways are quite different than Americans. But Sergio was looking like, no, the baby need to be near the bed. It need to be near me so I can breastfeed in the middle of the night. Because please believe, Sergio gonna be the one breastfeeding that baby child. So Ayan tells them how Stanbury's daughter, Yasmin, was telling her that she don't want her mama to have another baby, especially since she's leaving the house, going to school and everything. And she talks about how she was raised by a nanny because her mother was always working, her father was always working. And she was like, well, at least I had my brother, but this baby won't have anybody. It'll just be, the baby alone with my mom and Sergio. I think that Sergio is going to be a great stay-at-home mom. Sergio is going to be a great mother to that baby. Let me tell you one thing, okay? I can see her making pureed baby foods, reading all the books, had the baby watching Gracie's Corner. Like, that baby going to be well taken care of when it comes to Sergio. Now, when it comes to Stanbury, oh, Stanbury is a rolling stone, okay? Stanbury is going to be the type of father that literally look at that baby and be like, oh, coochie coochie coo. Can somebody make me a martini, please? She is not going to be fooling with that child, because she is tired, okay? So, you can tell Stanbury was kind of quipped with what she was hearing, and she kind of like tensed up, and she was like, first of all, I had to work, and Yasmin basically don't know what she talking about because she trying to go to school to be a lawyer. So what you gonna do when you have kids and you trying to build your career and make something out of yourself? Like, you're gonna go through the same things. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. She made a valid point, but her daughter also makes a valid point with Stanbury. You can tell was not like what's the word that I'm looking for? She wasn't she seemed like she could have been like a standoff parent. Like, she loved her kids, don't get me wrong, but she don't seem like the type of parent that was extra emotional and cuddly and all of that type of stuff, because she didn't have that type of parenting growing up. She wasn't even around her parents. She was off to boarding school her whole life. She didn't have a relationship with her parents. You could tell she probably tried to do a little better than what they did with her, but she's not that. She doesn't seem like she's the hands-on type of mom. You know what I'm saying? So it's a difference from you working, because mothers do have to work, but she seems like the type of mama that, yeah, I went to work, but she don't seem like the type of mom that when she came home, she really focused on her children either. I'm just saying. And I feel like that's a part of her culture. I feel like that's a part of how she was raised, and I get where her daughter is coming from. Then we go over to Taleen and her husband. They're spending the day at like a zoo or something with their children. And she is under a lot of pressure from her family, his family, and everything to give him a boy. They have 2 daughters, and they're are they Arabic, Iranian? They're Muslim. I know that for a fact. And she got to give him a boy. It'll be going against everything if she does not get this man a boy. But she's already under a lot of pressure, being a mom, running the business and everything else. And so Taleen then brings up the Brooks situation and how Brooks called her after the dinner that they had with Ayan and the other girls. And she said she called her like early in the morning, like 2-3 o'clock in the morning, telling her that allegedly Stanbury told Lisa at the dinner, I don't know why Taleen pulled me away from the table. We ain't even friends like that, And first of all, I can't even see Stanbury even saying we ain't even friends like that. That don't even sound like something that she would say. And she knew why she pulled her away from the table, because what the conversation that they had, like, huh? I was very confused by that statement, but it is what it is. So Taleen, however, just didn't go off of what Brooks was telling her. So she called Stanbury, asked Stanbury. She was like, no, I did not say that. And Stanbury called Lisa, and Lisa was like, no, I didn't tell her that. What I told her was that you were confused as to why she pulled you, but I didn't say none of that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because it's obvious that Stanbury didn't tell the girls about the conversation that she and Taleen had. So at this point, Taleen tells her husband that she feels like Brooks sometimes instigates stuff behind the scenes. And we all know, based off season 1, that she does. She adds a little sprinkle of salt onto everything and makes it bigger than what it actually was, which is a problem because you're just messy for no reason and you're bored. So then we see Sara introduce her son to her new boo thing, Akeem. And he's gorgeous, simply stunningly beautiful, handsome man. He's a model. He has beautiful eyes and this like sandy blonde hair. And he's mixed. I think he's African American and maybe white or something like that. I don't know, but he is fine. And I was like, okay, this is Sara's type. Okay, now I get it. I 100% get it. That man that Taleen tried to hook her up with, that bald man, she would never, honey. She like her a man with some muscles, and that's fine. And that she ain't got no business being with, okay? And first of all, he looked like he young. Like, I don't even think that he might be even her age. I think he looked like he might be in his late 20s, if anything, maybe early 30s. And for what she looking for, I just don't think that man is ready for that, but who knows? He's also Muslim, and her son sitting up here calling this man a caramel seduction. And I was like, what is going on here? Why is this little boy calling this grown man a caramel seduction? Like, what is happening here? He a little bit too grown for me. I love the relationship she got with her son, but like, he be wilding sometimes. So then we find out that she let her son be with him the day before, just the two of them. So I guess they get to know each other. Another cultural difference because, over here in America, like we tend to not do things like that, or we look down upon things like that. First of all, I'm not letting no man that I'm dating take my son out for the day to get to know him. We can get to know each other, all three of us, all three of us, but you not taking my son nowhere by himself. What the girl, are you crazy? And he a little boy at that. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, absolutely not. Now, considering the fact there's a camera crew along with them, of course they're not going to let anything happen to the little boy, but this seems like something that she would do without a camera crew there. It's just, no, it's very reckless to do something like that. Very reckless. And after that, the little boy make a comment talking about, when are you going to be my dad or my stepdad? Because he really wants a father. Now, I don't know why his real father ain't in his life, but she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. She was like, dude, like, chill out. You know, the dude laughed it off, but I can tell, like, this is a lot for him. First of all, this is a lot for everybody. And I'm just looking like, this is too much. Like, the fact that he even asking this man that, like, I understand the little boy want a father figure, but I think that the conversations might need to change that they're having, because what if she don't find somebody that she can settle down with? You know what I'm saying? I don't think that it's right for her to promise him something that may not happen. I feel like you should try to be enough for him. You know what I'm saying? And if it happens, it happens. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. Maybe he needs to be around more of your male figures in your family. You know, it was very cringe. It was really cringy. And I just think that it once again was really reckless. You know, and I don't even see what she got going on with this dude lasting. I'm just going to be honest with you. He just seemed like he fine. He seemed like he a good drive-by. But other than that, nah. No. So, Stanbury and Sergio go to the infertility doctor, and he says that she'll need to be pregnant likely within a year, no later than 50. She's 45 at this point. And the producers asked her, can she see herself being pregnant in a year? And she was looking like, and mind you, it's been a year since they filmed this and she's not pregnant. So I don't understand why she married this boy. I really honestly do not. Y'all, you might love him. He might be great, but y'all are on two different wavelengths in life. He wants the family. He wants the children. He want to be a housewife. You know what I'm saying? He want to cook dinner and watch Wheel of Fortune and take the baby to a Kids Bop concert. That's the stage of life that Sergio is in, whereas Stanbury is in the prime of her life. Her children are big now. They're going off to school. She get to run the streets and be free and, you know, bask in her lavish lifestyle. That lady is not trying to have no damn kids at no 45. She's not. And I wish that she would have been honest with herself before getting married to that man, because she ain't trying to have no damn baby. And if they do have a baby, I don't see her getting pregnant with it. I see them doing IVF and getting a surrogate and having a surrogate carry the baby. And I mean, I maybe when a baby get here, she'll be gaga goo goo over it, but I just don't see it. I really honestly don't. I don't even see it for their marriage, first of all, because there's no respect on her end when it comes to him. He's a nuisance. He's aggravating. He literally acts like one of her children, literally, which is such a turnoff. He don't work. Like, what is going on? Like, no. So it's the first day of Ramadan. Chanel, Brooks, Sara, and her man, or not even her man, her date, Akeem, and new girl Saba all have, you know, dinner with each other. And we find out that Sara used to date Michelle Maroney, the actor that starred in the 365 Days series on Netflix. Baby, let me tell you something. Michelle Maroney is on my list of, Jesus Christ almighty. When I tell you that man is beautiful, and there's not many men that I call beautiful, but that man right there, I would risk it all for. I would walk and play in traffic for that man, okay? Like, you know how they say that all the things that you would do for the D? Like, I would commit crimes for that D. I would jump out of a hot air balloon with no parachute for that D. Okay? I might even sniff coke. Like, that man's so fine. Woo, Jesus. And to know that Sara had that, girl, that plastic surgery helped Sara ass out a lot, okay? And then that's another thing with men and women now. Like, you got to be careful who you having kids with, because half of everybody got plastic surgery and they ain't even got their real face. So we don't know how that baby gonna come out looking if they have kids with each other. So, Sara asks Ayan, is Lisa going through something? And Saba jumps in and was like, yeah, because she just snaps talking about when she got loud with Taleen. And she was like, her mom just left, she's working a lot. She got the kids. She's taking care of her husband. And she was like, but that's my best friend. If y'all got something y'all want to ask her, ask her. And I was like, yes, Ayan, you better tell him. Like, what you think I'm going to talk about my friend to y'all? Absolutely not. Like, no. And I love Chanel for that. Like, don't be asking me nothing about her. No. So, Brooks and Taleen link up for dinner, and she's worried about how skinny Brooks look. And Brooks was like, I'm working around the clock, with my son and with my beauty salon. Like, I got a lot going on. Like, I'm stressed out. So then Brooks brings up how Stanbury invited them to the desert, and she's like, I don't even know how, like, now you want to invite me somewhere, like she's still harping on this issue that she has with Stanbury, where she really ain't got no issue with this lady. She really based on her storyline this season off of the comment that Stanbury made about that girl at that Beyonce concert, which is so stupid, but whatever. So Taleen was like, can I talk to you about something? I know you're not going to like this, but I feel like you instigate stuff behind the scenes. And she was like, you're the queen of the telephone game. And once again, we saw that season 1. That is something that Brooks likes to do. She likes to twist people's words. Brooke immediately gets on the defensive and was like, I told you exactly what Lisa told me. And in her confession, he's like, how you gonna believe somebody you'd have known 10 minutes and you'd have known me 10 years? Like, what? But I'm like, girl, you're a known liar. You're a known liar. Like, I can see if there was not evidence to back up these claims with people that you claim to love and like or whatever. So I 1000% believe that you are an instigator. And a part of me do feel like, based off something that was said later on in this episode, I do feel like Taleen is an opportunist as well. But you are putting 10 on 20 and you're trying to make a problem for Taleen with Stanbury, and it's ridiculous because it's like, how old are we? So she gets mad and upset, and Taleen was like, let's just move forward. And she was like, there is no move forward. I'm good. And they literally leave the dinner not saying a word to each other. Like, she is mad. And I was like, see, you can't be friends with nobody like that at this stage and age of life where you can't say nothing to them. And when you do, you got to worry about them ending your friendship because they can't take criticism or be told the truth about themselves. Like, Brooks to me is a very dark person. And I mean, like, spiritually, it's something very dark about her. She has a crazy look in her eyes. She reminds me of literally like Mommy Dearest. No wire hangers. Like, she seems like she is Jekyll and Hyde. And she just seems like a very unhappy person. No matter how much money she got, she's a beautiful girl. Them cheekbones, honey, will cut somebody. She is gorgeous. But it don't matter. She is a very sad, miserable person. And I don't know what therapy she going to because it ain't working. It is not working. So the next day, they all get together after Stanbury's in-laws arrive, and she makes sure to skedaddle on up out the house because she don't feel like being bothered with them people, child. That's another reason why that marriage ain't gonna work. She do not like them folks. She don't even like her own family. So what makes you think she gonna like yours? So Stanbury told everybody to wear comfortable clothes and everything, and of course Chanel comes in this big loofah of a ball gown, just looking stupid and ridiculous. It's like, girl, what are you doing? Like, this is what I'm talking about. The shtick is not funny anymore. Like, you look dumb. Like, you really look dumb. So they end up driving sports cars and stuff and having a great time. But Taleen and Brooks don't ride together because they're not speaking to each other. Taleen ends up riding with Stanbury, and Brooks ends up riding with Stanbury's friend who lent them the cars. So while Taleen is in a car with Stanbury, she brings up what happened the night before with Brooks. And if you peeped, Stanbury was like, oh yeah, the dinner you were going to have. Yeah, what happened? Why does she even know about that? Like, so y'all been talking outside of that conversation. Like, it's cool that they're being friends, that they're trying to build a rapport with each other. But I just feel like with a 10-year friendship that you've had with Brooks, I wouldn't even be discussing the affairs and the state of your friendship with Stanbury, considering the fact that they're not even cool right now. You just met this girl, you know what I'm saying? That was a little weird to me. You know what I'm saying? That was really weird to me that you would even be talking about Brooks to Stanbury. Fine to talk about it with your husband, but talking about it with Stanbury is a little fake to me. You know what I'm saying? It's very fake to me. And so that's what makes me look at Taleen kind of like, So it's kind of giving Brooks did have a right to think that you might switch up on her, because you low-key kind of are. But then again, she opened the door for this situation to happen. So it's a lot going on. So they finish riding in the cars. They go in the sand and they're going to do the magic carpet ride, but it does not work. Stanbury and Chanel go down and they don't even slide anywhere. They end up getting up and they end up holding hands as they're walking down the hill. And here go Lisa telling me, so why you gotta hold hands? And she was like, oh, you jealous? Look at me and my new best friend. And she was like, no, I'm just playing. Lisa is my best friend. But you can tell Lisa was upset. Lisa was really upset and feeling some type of way about the fact that they're getting close and that they're cool. And I was looking like, girl, how old are we? I'm very disappointed in Lisa. Because you have all the right in the world to feel some type of way about what Stanbury said about your business at the reunion. But if you're cool enough to have lunch with her and film with her and everything else, then you should be able to sit down and have a grown woman conversation about, I don't like what the fuck you said about me and my business at the reunion. And I feel like you owe me an apology and move forward. But all of this controlling who Ayan is friends with and stuff, it's giving very childish. It really honestly is. It really is. So they all sit down and have lunch, and Sara says that she and Akeem haven't kissed and that they're not even in a relationship, they're dating. Well, what in the hell is you doing introducing this man to your son and he ain't even your man? How are you introducing him as a potential father figure to your son, having him spending one-on-one time with him, and you ain't even tested out the goods? He could be a fine specimen on the outside and be the lamest and the worst when it comes to any intimacy. Like, I don't know how she moving, but it is so backwards to me. So backwards. Don't nobody believe her neither, even though she's Muslim and it's against their culture. Don't nobody believe that she ain't kissed that man. Girl, you that man. Stop. So Ayan says to Brooke, how have you been remaining so calm here lately? And before she could even respond, Taleen was like, well, she's not so calm. And they was like, what happened? So she tells them what happened when they met up the night before. And Brooks was like, and I told you as a friend, I'm not going to tell you anything anymore. And I left it at that. And she was like, oh, you left it at that? That's funny. That's real funny. So Brooks was like, no, I'm sorry. So Taleen was trying to talk and Brooks kept on talking over her. And Taleen was like, you're not letting me talk. And Brooks says, because I don't care about this. And she was like, oh, well, if you don't care about this, then we're not as close friends as I thought. And Brooks was like, that's fine. And the episode went off. Brooks, like I said, she seems like the person that doesn't value relationships. She doesn't even seem like she value her relationship with her own child, which says a lot. But she's just a sad person to me. She really honestly is. I don't think that nothing or anyone would make her happy. She was all over a king, honey. Like, she wasn't being disrespectful, but the eye contact and the way she was lusted after him, like, she wants companionship. But I'm like, girl, ain't nobody gonna want to be with you with your demonic attitude, girl. She need a cleansing. She really honestly does. Like, there is just something very evil and dark about her. It really is. Like, my spirit, I could never even really be around her or be friends with her, because it's something ain't right. Something is spoiled in that milk, honey, and she really needs a cleansing inside out, because that ain't right over there, child. It is not right. But I feel like she opened the door for this rift between her and Taleen, and I feel like Taleen is a little bit shady, you know what I'm saying? But Brooks is the one that started all of this mess at the end of the day. And it's sad to see a 10-year friendship end up the way that it has between the two of them, because they're not even friends right now. But overall, I'm going to give this week's episode of The Real Housewives of Dubai, I'm going to give it a C+. I like it. It's a little bit of drama. It's not anything crazy, dark, or scandalous. You got fun shade, funny sequences, the glitz and the glamour. I enjoyed this week's episode. Can't wait for next week's episode. And by the way, The Real Housewives of Orange County comes on next Thursday. Of course, I will be reviewing it. This season look like it's going to be dynamite. Okay, so get ready for my reviews on that as well. I love you guys. Please make sure to thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on your post notifications so you know when my videos drop. And if you did not get to see my last Real Housewives of Dubai review video, it is right here on the screen. Check it out. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video.